me call a few people up to the stage who have been participating in the youth program. And let me tell you that I have held a lot of workshops throughout the years, but this crowd that I have been working with, they are the most active and open people who I have ever met. They were very eager to participate, and it was really good working with them, so it's my pleasure to introduce them right now. I have told them in advance, and I'm telling you that I'm so sorry if I don't pronounce your names right. I practiced, I really did, so I will do my best in order to pronounce your names. So first of all, let me call to the stage David Ibanez Rubio, and yeah. I will also call Natasha Tax to join us. We will also have Willy Martinez Suarez on the stage with us today. It's our pleasure to call Franco Matas to the stage. And last but of course not least, Ana Isabel Bolio is with us today. I hope that was okay. Good, thank you. So my question for you today, guys, is if you could wrap up in a few sentences, in a few minutes, each of you, how you enjoyed these past days. What do you think of our beautiful capital, Budapest? What was your experience? What are the most important takeaways that you have learned these days and that you are bringing home with you? So it's great to have you with us today, and the floor is yours. Anna, maybe we should start with you.
Well, thank you very much. Joe Napot, good morning to everyone. We are the young participants of the youth program who have had the privilege of being invited to this magnificent event. We come from Argentina, Belgium, Chile, Colombia, France, Dominican Republic, Hungary, Mexico, Spain, Poland, and the United States. Many of us are currently working to become the leaders of tomorrow. I know it sounds a little bit ambitious, as most of our group are still students, but it is important to tell you that we are already taking great actions in our countries in America and Europe, working in civil society, political parties, universities, or simply in our communities. There is a lot of gratitude in our hearts for the space that was opened for us in the political network for values, because our role models are you, all of you. So I want to ask for an applause for all our... We found ourselves inspired by all the testimonies and talks we have heard. But we didn't not only listen, we also act. And now we find ourselves full of ideas to communicate to you and to the world. And we are convinced that this program is the beginning of a great world initiatives. And as President José Antonio Caz said yesterday, we are the ones who will carry the flags that you have raised. Please count on us to collaborate in all the causes we share. Challenges are here, and we are ready to join the battle. We are ready to raise our voices. We are ready to try again and again. We are ready to oppose the culture of death and promote the culture of life. Thank you.
Dear people, throughout the youth program, on Tuesday and Wednesday, we've been trained in political campaigning by really well-known speakers, such as José Antonio Caz, such as Jaime Mayor Oreja. For real, it was an immense opportunity to network and share good practices and political experiences with young people from all over the world, young leaders, I must say. We discussed, we agreed, and we also learned that freedom is the cornerstone of democracy. So as it is one of the most precious gifts we have. We must use it wisely, and therefore defend it. In our current world, somehow indifference is the dead weight of our history. We must not look aside, we must not be indifferent, as it is worth getting involved for our nations and for our countries, for our values. If each one of you are here today, it's because there are people in your countries counting on you, on each one of you. So it is of the utmost importance that we do not let them down. And last but not least, as it was said also yesterday by one of the speakers, we battle not because we are certain we are going to win, but because we are wholeheartedly convinced that this is the correct thing to do. Not because this is an easy fight, but because this is a hard one. Please let God and our futures find us always defending and standing up for life, family, and freedom. Yes. Thank you very much.
This year we have been hosted by a great country, Hungary, and since the night that we arrived, we went to Margaret Island, and we had a reward at the end of the day, or as Hungarians would say, jutalop a nap végén. We danced to Hungarian folk music, and ever since it has been an intense cultural experience, trying palinka, paprikas srpske, and turgombots, which is very delicious. And there is no doubt that Hungary is a beautiful country, and our hosts have proven it. And in the name of the youth program, I would like to thank all the organizers, Lola, Diego, and Rodrigo, but especially Sofia, Thomas, and Benze. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for your patience to international culture, and especially to Spanish slow culture. Hungary is home to great leaders, a nation to heroes that defended Europe against the Turks, against communism, and today against progressivism. So let's give a round of applause to Hungary, our great inspiration.
Hello, everyone. I made the video, we made it yesterday, because you were saying something very special. We need our voices to be heard. We need that people to know that young people are willing to give this fight, but we cannot do it together. Well, we cannot do it alone, I'm sorry. So, we need your help. The video that you just saw, it's already uploaded in our social media. So I want you to, all of you, to share it. Let's share it. Let's make this thing viral. Let's let the people know that we're willing to defend this. Because I was saying to my friends yesterday, yeah, we can make a video, but maybe not everyone knows who I am. Nobody knows maybe other ones, but they do know who José Antonio Cast is. They do know who the other ones are. So help us, please, to let everyone know that young people are willing to give this fight. And it is because from a very young age, I decided to be part of the building of a common good. And I know that it means a lot of effort, work, faith, values, education, and teamwork. My professional area, from where I'll be able to provide my services to build a better tomorrow, is marketing and communications, but not in a dishonorable way. I'm convinced that it's necessary to create spaces where conversations and debate can exist. I'm convinced that we need better values and content quality on the news, TV, radio, and the internet. It's imperative to let our voices be spoken and to be heard. The fight might appear to be lost, but it's our time. It's our time to retake the lead. This fourth Transatlantic Summit is a perfect forum from which we can come together, know each other, and be organized to bring back our communities a true political, social, and economic change for good. In marketing, we are always looking for stories to tell. The narratives are centered in the needs and wishes of the audience. But in recent years, these audiences has been abducted by a very loud minority who is now dictating what we're able to say and what we are not able to say. We are turning reality every day more closely to 1984 novel by George Orwell. All of the basic liberties are now under direct attack, but with perverse tease against life, family, and freedom. It takes all of us to fight the battle that was once prophesied by Chesterton, because it's the battle in which a man might be held down for saying that 2 + 2 makes 4, in which people will persecute the heresy of calling a triangle a three-sided figure, and they will hang a man for maddening a mob with the news that the grass is green. Y que viva Cristo Rey.
What we have gained over these past few days is just the beginning. When we arrived at this Congress, we had our own convictions and desires to promote our values. But as we leave, we bring with us something even more important: the certitude that there is a worldwide network of leaders who also share our convictions. Our generation stands in a critical position. Being the inheritance of the culture of death and the sexual revolution, we have grown up with these perverted ideologies. We feel the immeasurable loss of the brothers, sisters, and friends we'll never meet because of abortion. But we are not deterred. Having been inspired and edified by the invitation to live out the fullness of what it means to be human, we return to our homes without fear and full of enthusiasm, ready to fight for the most vulnerable and promote the basic truths of what it means to be human. As G.K. Chesterton once said, "The only rebellion left is orthodoxy." Thank you for challenging and inspiring us to be the rebels that the world needs us to be.
Thank you very much for your experiences and inputs. I have realized that I have mixed up your order. I'm sorry. I just realized that there was an order, and I appointed you, Anna, to start, so I'm really sorry about that, but it was really great as it was. And now, as a sign of our dedication and responsibility, and for us to provide you with something as an output from this conference, we have made this called Youth for Freedom Declaration that the youth participants are now going to present for you. I'm not sure about the logistics, if everyone is going to come one by one to the stage, so. No, they're all coming to the stage right now. Okay, so now I'm calling every young people to the stage, please, all the young participants, and they are going to present you point by point this thing that we call the Youth for Freedom Declaration.
Guide about the principles of human dignity, the common good, subsidiarity and solidarity, the promotion of participation, the search for the truth, freedom, justice, and peace. We, the youth of two continents, America and Europe, consider the points of the following decade necessary to carry out for a better future in our respective regions for life, family, and freedom.
We recognize that as versus principles and values, we young people have the duty to influence the construction of free, more just, and democratic societies.
We affirm that the family, as the nucleus and basis of society, must be recognized for its function and promoted as the best educational, social, civic, and moral training ground. Therefore, it is essential to formulate public policies with a pro-family perspective to consolidate the well-being and development of our continents. Having solid families will lead us to having committed citizens and stronger societies.
We call for a real commitment to the economic development of often overlooked, neglected, less developed areas for them to become self-sufficient and entrepreneurial, independent of political assistance programs that can be used for ideological purposes or political control.
We call for the promotion of democratic societies that value such principles as justice, equity, and freedom, respecting national identities, sovereignty, and participation mechanisms that involve civil society organizations from all perspectives.
We affirm that every man and woman has the right to the pursuit of truth, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. We condemn any ideological agenda regarding human sexuality that threatens such fundamental rights. We also reaffirm the intrinsic differences between men and women and the beauty of their complementarity as a richness.
We recognize that there can be no economic growth, no real democratic, without strong intermediate bodies. We affirm the value of institutions such as family associations, business, church, and the others that make up the social structure.
We affirm that respect for human rights is the fundamental requisite to protect the dignity of human life, which starts at conception and lasts until natural death. Ideological imposition and agendas like euthanasia and abortion, instead of protecting that dignity, violate it.
We call for a commitment to actions that guarantee the human rights of persons with disabilities, pregnant women, the unborn, people living in poverty, and young people in vulnerable situations. By promoting a culture of charity and care for others, we will overcome the inertia of violence, death, and discrimination that threaten our societies.
We observe that international cooperation is at stake today. Citizens do not perceive as good the strategies generated by unaccountable and untransparent bureaucracies, indirectly appointed and not directly elected bodies, distant decision makers who forget they decide not instead of us, but on behalf of us. This is why international leaders should be required to have a more concrete idea about the real needs of citizens of their countries.
We invite all social actors to carry out action to favor and protect the environment, but never at the expense of human life. We encourage every person to have concern for building a sustainable future for all generations.
Toward a better future for our regions with full respect for human dignity, with the person in his spiritual, physical, and psychological dimensions at its center, for life, family, and freedom. Thank you very much. And let me invite José Antonio Cast, our president, to sing this declaration.
Debo decir que es un orgullo contar con ustedes jóvenes que representan a distintas naciones. Y esto nos da la fe y la esperanza de que nuestras ideas siempre triunfarán. Muchas gracias.